Welcome to our Common Sense channel. Today's topic is how food causes diseases and how food heals. Devin Morgan is a writer and researcher. Two of his books are Demystifying Cancer, Exposing the Deception of the Cure for Cancer, and The World Common Sense Challenges. They are available on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, or directly using the address in the descriptions. So greetings, Brother Devon.
Greetings, Brother Tarka.
So how do some food cause diseases?
First, a question. If we don't know how to take care of our health, what value does our intelligence serve? Also, let me point out that history can be a great teacher. If you Google how long it took us to realize cigarettes were bad, you'll read, quote, it took more than 100 years of research, discussion, and debate to reach our current knowledge of the risks. Amazing. However, don't worry, the knowledge about food and its links to disease will not take this long because much of it is already here. We just need to pay attention and apply common sense, and it will not take 100 years for this knowledge to be widely known. Now, what I'm going to explain about the link between food and diseases should be common knowledge or common sense. It is relevant to all the diseases that the doctors and others will mention in the videos we are going to share. Now, here is the basis on how some foods cause diseases. Oxygen is the nutrient we can do without for the shortest time. Our bodies need it so badly that after 10 minutes without oxygen, brain death occurs. So, logic suggests that any food or substance we put in our bodies that causes them to receive less oxygen can cause diseases because it will cause cells to die and therefore cause illnesses. And if enough oxygen is deprived, brain death will occur. Our brains cannot do without oxygen for the least amount of time compared to other organs in the body. It should be common knowledge that insufficient oxygen to the brain causes stroke.
Hmm. So which foods would cause insufficient oxygen to the brain?
Okay, let the experts speak on this for a minute so we can get another point of view. Let's play that video.
It's really quite clear from the standpoint of cancer and the standpoint of cardiovascular disease that animal protein plays an enormous role.
Is chicken better?
It's a question of whether you want to be shot or hung.
The flesh food that I would eliminate from the American diet would be poultry, would be turkey and chicken. A brilliant advertising campaign has convinced people that, oh, it's white meat, it's healthier.
The number one reason for antibiotic resistance, the number one reason little girls have menstruation at 7 and 8 years old, the number one reason women have menopause now 10 years sooner than their moms is because people are consuming more and more hormones that come from animals. And the animal of choice today for you yuppie, hippie, natural eaters happen to be chicken.
The truth is, even though chicken flesh and turkey flesh has this reputation with light, healthy meat, the truth is, it's the most unhealthy of all the flesh foods.
We have about a 21% higher cardiovascular mortality rate in the black community of this country. And it really does have to do with the diet, the Southern diet. And what they really mean by that is soul food. More cholesterol, more saturated fat, not just chicken, but fried chicken. That's a combination that is set up for heart disease, kidney disease, stroke, and death.
They didn't mention a reduction in oxygen.
No, they didn't, but they mentioned cholesterol was mentioned. So let me give you a quote about cholesterol. With high cholesterol, you can develop fatty deposits in your blood vessels. Eventually, these deposits grow, making it difficult for enough blood to flow through your arteries. Sometimes those deposits can break suddenly and form a clot, blood clot that is, that causes a heart attack or stroke. End of quote. Basically, they're saying it blocks our arteries and vein to a certain extent, and the flow of blood is slowed, and therefore less oxygen gets to a cell if the blood is not flowing freely, right?
Mm. So were they suggesting that chicken is worse than red meat?
Well, some of them were, but there is a difference of opinion there on that. If you listen carefully, you realize that they have mixed views. One highlighted the frequency of consuming chicken. I think that is one of the main topic they were on. Um, and this resulted in consuming more hormones, which are bad for us. But they all agree that meat is a cause of diseases. Meat clogs up our arteries and causes our blood to carry less oxygen. Here's a good quote to consider. Let me read this one. If you're eating animal fat, your blood is actually thicker and has a hard time circulating.
So what causes our blood to carry less oxygen?
Well, let's play the other video to see what else causes it to carry less oxygen. It's about sugar, and sugar is actually not a food. If it was a food, we could have a bowl of it for lunch. Sugar is a preservative similar to salt. It sucks moisture out of things and makes them dry, such as our tissues and our cells. It sucks moisture from our body, basically. So let's play the video about sugar.
And the body goes into overdrive and it burns out these little melanin centers on the pancreas called islets. And you no longer can make the hormone called insulin that tells the liver to make amylase to break down the carbohydrates. What happens is it can't break it down, so the sugar stays in the blood. That's why the diabetics test their blood. I'm not losing anyone, am I? Okay, huh? You know, this is not a white lecture. You can stop me and say, hey, brother, what that word mean? What that? Who that? What that? So, you burning out the pancreas, and it can't break down the sugar, so the sugar stays in the blood. Before it gets out of the blood, some of it becomes urine. So the sugar stays in the urine. That's what I'm trying to get to. And it pulls out the moisture of the bladder and the muscle that controls urinating. That's why you see diapers for adults, because the sugar did that. It stayed in the urine, pulled the moisture out of the bladder, pulled the moisture out of the muscle, and they peed on itself. It looks a long way from sugar, but it's sugar. Because it's a disease of the pancreas, one of which is diabetes, another of which is arthritis, because it pulled the moisture out of the joints, and the joints rub together, arthritis. The sugar sitting in the blood and the fluids, pulling the moisture out of the eyes, cataracts and glaucoma. The sugar sitting in the blood and gets in the skin and pulls the moisture out of the skin, and you got young men 25 years old bald. It's sugar. I'm just trying to explain this, things that you think are not related to it. It's sugar. The sugar causes attention deficit, which is a new word for senility. You got a 6-year-old kid, you say, where's your homework? I don't know. He's already senile. That's senility. What pulled the moisture out of the brain cells and killed them? Sugar. All of this is caused by sugar. What dries out the women's skin so they have to buy more lotion? Sugar. Why do women and men like sweet smelling perfume? Oh, she smells sweet. We want the woman to smell like a sugar, plus we call her sweetie. We are addicts. He's not talking to you, he's talking to sugar. This sugar is just creeping through all these different paths, and you're waiting for the big thing called diabetes. I'm saying it's already messed you up. Because the Greek said you pee a lot when you have something wrong with your pancreas. And the Greek word for I pee a lot is called diabetes. You see? It was always sugar. And what did they put black people on all over the world? Sugar. What turns to sugar quickly? White potatoes and French fries. And white rice. Sugar. Sugar is emotionally attached to a feeling. See, I'm back to emotions. Remember, your culture gives you emotions, your reaction to your emotion is a feeling. I'm back to that. The inability to love, give love, or receive love is related to sugar. The sugar represents the love of your birthday, your love of a holiday, Christmas. So if you can't manifest love in your life, you eat the sugar, you eat the love. You see? It's emotional dysfunctionality at its best. That's why women will be up late at night eating ice cream, because they're trying to eat the love they can't get from Leroy. You follow me? I'm just trying to explain what's going on here.
So, how does sugar causes less oxygen in our blood?
Yes, let's use another quote again. Let me read another quote on that one. If your blood is high in sugar, it can become thick and sticky. Like other liquids that are high in sugar, such as syrup or honey, which move slowly through your body, this can eventually cause long-term complications like damage to eyes, kidneys, or nerves if not treated, end of quote. Now, this is referencing man-made concentrated sugar. Honey is also a concentrated sugar. I know a lot of people think honey is the best thing since sliced bread, but it is not exactly very good. And our bodies do not like concentrated sugar. That's the point. Once again, it can cause our blood to get thick, therefore carries less oxygen.
So, how does sugar damage our eyes?
It actually cause damages to every part of our body. It dehydrates or suck moisture from our cells or tissue. Sugar is a leading cause of blindness because our eyes have very delicate nerves. Concentrated sugar will damage them through the process of dehydration. In other words, it makes them dry and brittle.
So, any other health risks you want to share with our audience?
Yes, let's play a piece of a video about microwave ovens. This is important.
Food, a little bit raw food, and how important that is. I'm not sure what the percentages are, but most people have microwave ovens in their house and cook a lot of food that way. What is that good?
It's the best way to kill yourself really, really fast. You can even do a test. Microwave water, let it go cold so you don't think the heat did it. And you have your flower pots, 2 flower pots with the same flower, bought at the same shop. And one you water with regular water, and the other you water with microwave water. The one you water with microwave water is dead in 3 to 7 days.
This seems to explain itself. Any other comments?
Yeah, we were doing fine before microwave ovens were invented. Don't be in such much of a hurry that you cannot look after your health.
So, which food heals and supports good health?
Okay, let's get a testimonial from somebody who have actually done this apart from others. Let's have a video of somebody who's done this and recorded it. So let's play the next video about the testimonial here.
Good morning. My name is Eric Adams. I am not a dietitian, not a doctor, not a nutritionist. I'm a retired member of the New York City Police Department. For 22 years, I wore a bulletproof vest and protected the children and families of New York City. 3 years ago, I woke up and I could not see the alarm clock. I found out later that I was blind in one eye and I was going to lose my sight in others. After visiting 5 doctors, I learned the diagnosis was type 2 diabetes. I had what was considered to be permanent nerve damage in my hands and feet, and I was told I was going to lose some limbs. Not believing that and told that I was going to be on medicine the rest of my life, I decided to do research on my own. I had one skill, and that was knowing how to do investigations, and I knew how to read. I learned from organizations such as PCRM that there was a way not only to live with chronic disease, but to reverse chronic disease. After 3 weeks of going on a whole food plant-based diet, my eyesight returned. 3 months after, my A1C went from a 17 to a 5.7. The nerve damage in my hands and feet went away. No medicine, no insulin, only food. My mother pursued and followed the same whole food plant-based diet that I embraced. 80 years old, 2 months on it, 15 years diabetic, 7 years on insulin. Mother is now off her insulin and has reversed her diabetes as well. She was taking 9 medicines during that time, and she's now off those 9 medicines. The real drug dealers are not those who are wearing baggy blue jeans on our corners. I've learned they're the pharmaceutical companies that have our parents addicted to drugs. Each time I try to reverse this condition, I'm told about the guidelines that you give. I represent 2.6 million people. New York City has followed me, and now we no longer serve processed meat in our schools. We have a program at Bellevue Hospital where 600 people have signed up for and started the process of reversing their condition. It has never been my DNA. It was my dinner. It's time to heal and not live with disease, but reverse disease.
So, any comments?
Yes, in a state of health, our blood is slightly alkaline. A plant-based diet is largely alkaline and does not have toxins found in meat. Therefore, the basic difference between foods that heal and those that cause diseases is that healthy foods are alkaline and most unhealthy foods are acid forming. As alkaline blood flows oxygen allows oxygen to flow freely. Acid blood is thick and restricts the flow of blood. Most fruits and vegetables are alkaline. We can eat some acid forming foods such as some nuts, but the majority of our foods should be alkaline. Now, oranges, lemon, and lime and ginger are alkaline when digested. They're not acidic as people might think. Food and substances that have a moderate to strong acid forming effect are alcohol, soft drinks, tobacco, coffee, refined salt, artificial sweeteners, antibiotics, and most drugs. White flour products, including pasta, seafood, white vinegar, barley, most box cereals, cheese, most beans, meats, etc. This is not comprehensive. Now, for more information about the healing powers of food, see our video, Food is Our Best Medicine. The link will be in the description.
So that's all, folks. So until next time, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and make a comment.
Right, so yes, so from me, finally, like, subscribe, and share the video, and if leave a comment or basically ask questions if you wish, and I'll endeavor to answer your question. Until next week, see you.